know, switch the right here.
No, I feel like.
Either way.
Yes. Welcome, Superintendent, school board members, family and friends, and most importantly, our seniors, to the Richmond High School class of 2021 graduation. Before we begin, I'd like to thank those whose hard work has made today possible, in particular, the custodial crew for setting this event up, and for all the hard work that they put into making our school and our grounds look fantastic. And also to our fantastic secretaries and our amazing teachers whose incredible efforts have made this year possible. In a moment, I will ask you all to rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. Just a reminder, seniors, you are considered in uniform and do not need to remove your caps. And now, if you could all please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. As life slowly begins to return to a new version of normal, it is joyous to be able to return to the traditions that allow us to celebrate the milestones of our lives and the lives of these young adults. These traditions connect a community through generations. Many of you here today walk these halls and march here for your own graduations. Things probably look a little different today, but whether it is a drive-in graduation or a mass graduation at reduced capacity, the tradition continues. As these soon-to-be graduates move on to the next phases of their lives, to pursue careers, attend college, enter the military, and have families, many will move on to new communities and new locations. But they will forever carry with them a connection to this community. They will also carry with them the lessons they have learned in a challenging year. Additionally, they have formed new traditions. This class leaves having earned more college credits than any Richmond class before it. Many of them have earned certifications through programs at the Capital Area Technical Center, and others have taken college courses online, and some have completed our first ever dual enrollment courses right here at Richmond. Overall, this is a group ready for college, the workforce, and life in general. It's not to say that they won't make mistakes, but they will learn from them, comforted in knowing that they will always have a community they can return to where they will be treated with kindness. At this time, I would like to welcome our foreign exchange students to the podium, Justina, Adam, and Lucia.
Dear school, teachers, our host families and friends, we just simply want to thank you for all the effort that you put to make us welcome here in Richmond High School and in Richmond community as well. All three of us came here in a difficult time of a pandemic, and it's safe to say that our exchange year here was definitely unforgettable. All the teachers and administration helped us so much this year. When almost a year and a half ago we were planning this trip, we thought that the pandemic was going to stop everything. So we want to say thank you for school administration and the principal, Mr. Matulis, for letting us come regardless of the obstacles that the pandemic created.
Of course, this year was vastly different, but even with the difficulty of online schooling, our teachers answered all our questions and helped us in all the ways that they possibly could with as much patience as we needed. We also appreciate that we could take part in school sports. I, personally, have a lot of good memories from being on the soccer and basketball teams. Even though this is a small school, we've managed to be very competitive. Of course, it was tough sometimes, but the coaches and my teammates were always very helpful and supportive.
We are grateful for our host families as well. Thank you for making here another home for us. Thank you for loving us, taking care of us, and for being with us when we struggle or we miss our families and friends back home. Because of you, we grow up and become different, more mature, and the responsible version of us. Thank you for making this experience one of the best in our lives.
Thank you to our foreign exchange students. It has been a privilege for us to have you here and to share our culture with you while learning about yours. And now I would like to welcome to the podium our salutatorian, Mary Beth Sloat.
I would like to begin by thanking my teachers, the cafeteria staff, the bus drivers, custodians, ed techs, Jim Cosgrove, otherwise known as the tech department, as well as the friends and family who are able to join us here today. All of these people have made an impact on the lives of these students who now face their futures beyond high school. Now, I want everyone here to picture one of our class meetings freshman year. The class of 2021 squeezing into Miss Antonson's room, now Miss Levitt's room, Senora Nora's advisory always coming in late, everybody packed into the room on desks, chairs, the floor. Just take a moment to remember the way the room filled with noise like that. Me and the other officers hounding everyone about selling their Sensi packages for the first time. I would have never thought that I would recall these meetings fondly. That I would think about these loud, wild meetings where advisors would talk about how it'll take a lot to get our act together for Project Grad. Somehow, looking back at these times, I can't help but wish nothing had changed. That we were still anxious for the next 4 years at Richmond, for prom, and all the activities in between, but it's a little bit sad to look back on things this way, I've realized. To see memories and want to be right there all over again. But the fact of the matter is, time goes on and the memories continue to be made. Nobody likes to change. There will always be resistance to change. There will always be change. And the quicker you get to that, the easier it is. It is not such a difficult thing if you entrench yourself and go, by God, I will not change. I will not have this. Then you're a dead man. We're great at adaptability. It's our strongest suit. This quote by the actor Nick Nolte is one that I hope will resonate with my classmates, because the message that I wish to convey to you all today is to embrace the changes that are about to happen in your life. As Nolte said, nobody likes to change. This next part of our lives is going to be uncomfortable and will make us question ourselves, but changing will be necessary. And although these changes may feel uncomfortable, I trust we will be able to adapt. I've already seen our class have to go with the flow, whether it be adjusting to new teachers and administrators over the years, or adjusting to a global pandemic and hybrid classes. We were able to push ourselves through these obstacles. And when you look at the past years we spent together, through elementary school, middle school, and now high school, you can see how much we've grown into ourselves. From recesses spent playing dodgeball and spring concerts at Marsha Bucher, to Reading Plus in middle school, and pumpkin chunkin' with Mr. Libby. From winning championships and having a senior year like no other before. We have been the class to experience struggle, and it seems like comfort has never been something presented to us. But finally, it is our time to celebrate this incredible accomplishment. So I would like us to relive some of those memories that made our time here unique, we'll say. We can remember the story of Eileen crashing into the gazebo at the waterfront, Jen smacking into Miss Kenny's door, ASMR-themed open ceremonies at Winter Carnival, Sam and Nathan asking Andrew if he has the car today, Miss Levitt calling CATC Catsy, and of course, we'll never forget Senora's mac and cheese. I just hope that as we go forward, our class will continue to stay true to ourselves and our eccentric ways. No matter what changes lie ahead of us, remember, we're great at adaptability. It's our strongest suit.
Thank you, Mary Beth. And now for our valedictorian, Andrew Vashon.
Good afternoon. You may call me the king of procrastination, and here's why. On May 16th, I was told that I needed to write a speech because I was number one in the class. To be honest, I thought, I'll just do it later. I had to complete 2 finals for college that I had already been procrastinating for, but I finished just in time to pass them. On top of that, I had a project due for anatomy that was due, and I also missed the deadline for that because I was filling out scholarships. As Miss Kenny wrote on her 3rd late pass to Miss Emerson's class, I'll see you at the guillotine. All of this was crammed in with a vacation that my family had planned back in January. One could say that I am a busy person. Because of this, I had to ask for an extension on the speech deadline. Then I had the whole vacation, hours and hours of driving, from Maine to Tennessee to North Carolina, where I watched an NASCAR race, and back to think about this speech. At marching practice, when I got back, I tried my best to avoid any eye contact with Mr. Matulis until I received an email from him saying, "How's speech coming along?" So I kept avoiding him, feeling the dismay through the computer. Then I had a doctor's appointment that I found out the night before marching practice, chiropractor appointment, baseball game, senior awards night, and before I knew it, the day was gone. And so I said, I'll do it tomorrow. The next morning, I got up and thought, hey, it's a nice morning to write a speech. So I went out in the hammock with my computer and watched some hummingbirds fly, and I decided I wanted some ice cream and 3 bowls of cereal. Before I knew it, there was marching practice. I had to get a tuxedo for my prom. I had baseball practice, went to dinner at Firehouse, cheddar and brisket if you're wondering. And then, when I was driving home and jamming out to country music, a deer decided to jump out in front of my car and say hello. Took my bumper off. Once I found out the line for the non-emergency phone line, we called the police, who came and shot the flailing deer. It took 5 shots. Don't know how that happened. I went home and thought about how I'd face the wrath of Mr. Matulis the next day, which I did. Here I sit, locked in his office, literally forced to write this speech. It has been a crazy year, but now I've passed my college class, watched a NASCAR race, got vaccinated, received scholarships. Everyone has that one thing that just gets in your way, or metaphorically, a deer that jumps in front of your car before graduation. But if you keep pushing through, you too can have deer meat in your freezer. Thank you.
Thank you, Andrew. And now for the reason we are all here today, the presentation of diplomas to the class of 2021. Diplomas will be presented by class advisors, and the names will be called by advisor groups. With the transfer of these diplomas, I certify that each of these individuals has met the graduation requirements for RSU2 and the state of Maine. First, the students of Miss Kenny's advisory group. Michaela Jane Bergeron. Macy Nicole Carver. Caleb Matthew Densmore. Eileen May Gilman. Tyson James Glidden. Paige Ann LaBelle. William Henry Miller V. Abigail Audrey Pearson. Margaret Elizabeth Scott. Genevieve Dorothy Sposato. Caitlin Gloria Sudsbury. Andrew Hayes Vashon. Adam Vodacek. Owen William Stewart. Avery Parker Wallace. Leah Ruth Westcott. Next, we have the students of Mrs. Levitt's advisory group. Derek James Barrett. Justina Rosa Blihaj. Erica Justice Dickey. Parker James Gagnon. Brianna Nicole Shea. Mary Beth Teresa Sloat. Brianna Kelly Vintiner. Nathan LaBelle Woodbury. And now the students of Mrs. Alonso's group. Presenting in her place, we have Mr. York. Lucia Benavente Aguado. Kira Elizabeth Davis. Jason M. Millett. Samuel Christopher Tomasek. Lindsay May Rowenstad. Carly Scott. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my honor to present to you the graduating class of 2021. Congratulations.
Some of them are going to graduate.